Everybody, G-Bear here. I'm out in the desert. This was an unscheduled trip. I had to come out because there was a threat of rain and I had concrete bags out in the open. I didn't want to come up just for $15 worth of concrete, except that when that stuff hardens in a bag, it's just a pain to get rid of. You got to lug those things around. It's all solid. I didn't want to do that, so I got them up here and I got them undercover. The holes you're looking at in front of you, I dug those with my post auger, and I planted the bulbs in there. These are flower bulbs that you plant in the fall. They're supposed to sprout in the spring. And this one here is mascara. I've got 3 to 4 bulbs per hole here, and about 15, 16 holes. And I'm going to be going and watering those in a little bit, and after I take my shower, the rest of the water is going into these bulbs, and I'll bury these back over. But anyway, that was one group there. And then as we head over here, I dug 9 more holes, and I put 2 different types in here. I put the Fritillaria persica, whatever they are, and the Dutch iris mix. And that's a late bloom, and this is a mid bloom. So late spring, I should start seeing those coming up. Then we'll move on down to the next batch here. And here I've got 12 holes, and I put tulips in here. And those are late blooming, fall planting. Then we'll move on down to the next batch. The reason I'm putting these out here is I got them for a really great price, and I need to propagate and I get some bees to start hanging around, so I want to get some flowers in. Okay, over here I've got my 12 holes with my hyacinths in there, and you can see the bulbs in each hole there, and they're all ready to backfill and water. And then we're going to move around here. This would be actually heading towards my front yard, and so I'm looking out the front of the motorhome. There should be some nice looking blooms over here. These are early blooms, paper white zivas, and I got 9 of them in here. I already watered one because I had a bottle of water and I dropped it in the dirt, and I figured, well, I'll just pour the rest of it in there. And then we'll come over to here, and here's the last set, and this is a big one. I put 2 types of tulips in here. I've got one that's a mid bloom here, and over there I've got a late bloom. So I got 12 and 12, 2 bulbs to a hole. So that's going to be 48 plants if they all come up. Okay, so that takes care of that part. Now, as we head back over here to where the van is, I've got somebody coming up with me next weekend. I'm coming out for my birthday. I'm going to spend the 4 days out here. Anyway, I put 4 poles in the ground. Again, I dug them with my auger and sunk them in there and compacted them. I put caps on top of the poles so that the rain doesn't go down inside of them and rust them too badly. And the 2 on this side are higher than the 2 on that side. And that's so that the water slopes away from my van. And I've got them at 10 by 15. So basically I can stretch a 10 by 15 tarp across these things, and if need be, my friend that's coming up with his pickup truck is going to be sleeping in the back of his truck. He's got a cover on it, but if we do get rain, it would be nice for him to be able to pull under some cover and just keep the rain from beating on his the back end of his truck and possibly getting him wet. So I set that up, and I could also set my barbecue and my table and that stuff still underneath here, more over to this end, and then we'll have a place to cook out of the rain if it does rain. We'll move around here, and we're coming up to where the shower is, and I brought my shower platform out, and there's my shower bag. I haven't brought the other stuff out yet because I had a full load coming out, and oh, I'm starting to get some rain on my legs. Anyway, that's the shower platform. It's 3 by 3, and I'm going to build a shower around that. Here's my fire pit. These old wash machine tubs make great fire pits. They got holes all the way around them so the air can get through. They got holes on the bottom so the air can come up from the bottom. And I broke it in last night for the first time and had molten aluminum coming up out of here. And as you see, I got my trash inside of here and I got it weighted down so that it won't blow away. And it's all ready to go for next time I come out. That's if we're going to sit out here and by a fire. I sat out here last night until about 10 o'clock. It was nice, so you could see the Milky Way and all the stars in the skies. It was really nice. Okay, here's the big project that I did this weekend. As we move around here, we have us now an outhouse. I have a temporary roof on it. That's some 6 mil plastic doubled up. So I got 12 mil on the roof right now. I ran out of wood, and so I didn't have enough to do it. And I want to bring some asphalt shingles and shingle that roof maybe, or maybe even some corrugated metal. But now I've got an outhouse, and there's my old one sitting around here. I used it for a ladder to get up and tack the roof on. But I built this mostly at home and just added the sides and back and the roof on it when I got here. And here's the interior, and I made a little toilet paper holder out of some desert scrap I got. And as you can see, I got a big bolt going through two holes in the wood right there, and I've got it screwed onto the wall. So my toilet paper is got a place to hang. And that's my wooden toilet seat. I thought that was just perfect. It was appropriate for an old wooden outhouse. And get a little privacy. And I'll be putting a door on this. That'll go on next trip out if we don't get too much rain. And then let's see what else. Oh, this over here, you'll see the big pile of black plastic. I also use that black plastic to cover up my bags of concrete. And I got them up on the propane slab that I poured last time I was out so that they were off the ground so water won't run underneath them. And I've got those wrapped pretty good. So on this side I put some rocks to hold the whole thing down and some boards on the top to hold the top down a little bit. And that should keep my concrete dry. And then here you see this can on top of a pipe in the ground. I put that pipe down 2 feet deep, and that's where my TV antenna will go from now on. When I come out next time, I'm going to drill a couple of holes in the 3 holes into the top of the pipe through the sides, and I'll tap them. And I'm going to put some thumb screws in there, so when I drop my antenna posts in there, I can just tighten down the thumb screws, and that'll lock it into place. And I got a crow out there, and you can see the thunderstorms are building in the sky over here. So I'm getting a little bit of sprinkles on me right now. I got some this morning. I could see it raining all the way around me, but the weather forecast said 70% chance of rain up here for today. So I will be heading out of here before the rain hits. It's probably going on 11:45 or 10 to 12, somewhere in there right now. And I'm pretty much ready to go. I'm just going to take a shower and button down the hatches. And I left some things here again. I left the tools I always leave. There's my sink set, and that will fasten to the outside of the shower once the shower is built. These 2x4s will be for the building the shower, and I need some more of the fence boards. That's the cheapest way to go. And I'll be cutting those right in half and making 3-foot pieces, and the shower will be 3x3 right there. And I'll have the battery box and the water barrels, my water heater set up behind there. That post will stay, but it'll only be used for summer when I do solar showers. And the rest of the time, I'll be able to close that shower up top and bottom. It'll be a nice little warm area inside there, and I'll be able to run hot and cold running water in there. And then I'll have my little sink there to do things like wash my face and my hands and do some dishes, things like that. And the pipes that I'm going to use to sump drain it into the ground are laying right there inside of my screen racks. And my table is here. It's an old table. Even if somebody saw it, I don't think they want it. It's got some melting on the top of it. I just use it at home for a chop saw table when I'm cutting wood. And I'll take you over here before I cut this thing off to the slabs I poured last time. They came out really good. They are fully dry now. And as you can see, I still got my graffiti on the top of there. So I can't believe it was the beginning of the month when I was out here last and doing this. And here we are already 1 week to go to the end of the month. And I'll be out here for the end of the month, 10/31. Happy birthday, Halloween. I'm hoping to, if it doesn't rain that weekend, although it is saying that it will, that I'll be able to get my stakes are in here. I want to get the cinder block foundation set in place and concrete poured into all the cells to solidify it, make it a solid foundation. And I had a 10 by 12 shed there and a 10 by 10 here, but I think I'm going to make them both 10 by 12. I mean, the extra 2 feet is 2 blocks, 4 blocks total. So I may as well do that. Okay, and here's my piles of rocks and my firewood. And I'll tell you, those little piles of firewood that I raked up and saved, last night I burnt 3 of those. And it kept a nice hot fire going from sunset at 6:30 until 10 o'clock at night. Of course, I did throw a couple other pieces of cut-offs that I had from my 2x4s and things like that when I was building the outhouse over there. But that's going to be my outhouse. Those boards that are holding the plastic will come off when I come back and put the roof on. And I'm just going to put the 1-bys all the way up, leave the plastic right underneath it, and then I think I'm going to, like I said, use asphalt shingles since it's fast and easy, and I'll probably only need one bundle to do the whole thing because they're 3-footers, and that should do it. I think there's 1/3 of a square. That's 33 square feet. I don't have 33 square feet up there. I have at most 12 square feet, so 1 bundle of shingles will handle the whole thing. Anyway, that's it. G-Bear signing off. I gotta get my shower, go water my bulbs and bury them, and then I'm getting out of here. Talk to you later.